my wife watching a movie, and I snuck out for a minute to see if I could make a video. What are we gonna play with? What are we gonna play with tonight? So I guess I'll just keep it super easy. This deck is probably gonna get taken apart soon because it's fun. It's a very fun deck, and you should try it for a little while or try something like it. But it's not the best for the meta, unfortunately. Nope. I bet it gets better with the next expansion with a few more artifacts and a few more cards that go into it. But blue-black Colossus. So we got Glint-Nest Crane, which is pretty awesome. Contraband Kingpin. I think it's like one of the only black cards in the deck. Actually, there's mostly colorless cards anyway, so that's no big deal. Copters, Key of the Cité. I'll always say Cité because I think of like a Stevie Wonder song. Anyway, Alchemist Vial. Pilgrim's Eye, Filigree Familiar. This card I think a lot of people miss. Workshop Assistant, and it comes in pretty handy just to get a bunch of enters the battlefield effects off artifacts every turn, but also so that you can get back kind of your key artifacts when they hit the bin. Cultivator's Caravan. This thing, Padeem, the Consul of Innovation, can give your big artifacts hexproof as we're getting to them. The Skysovereign, of course. The Noxious Gearhulk. We've got two Saheeli's Artistry, because usually you can copy a creature and an artifact easily with this deck. Two Elder Deep-Fiends to emerge off those value artifacts earlier and slow the opponent down. And of course, two Metalwork Colossus. We're also going to run a handful of lands, a whole bunch of kind of specialty lands. And the ones we pick are Drownyard Temple, because we can discard it to Key to the City and ramp. Hanweir Battlements, because we can use our Cultivator's Caravan or our Aether Hub to give our 10/10 Colossus haste. Inventors Fair, because you can search for Colossus and gain life to stay alive. And Ruins of Oran-Rief, because you might end up putting a +1/+1 counter on like a Filigree Familiar or something cool. And yeah, let's take it out and see how if the Xbox meta is feeling artifact friendly this evening. It's a fine deck, I'm not gonna lie to you, I wouldn't. It certainly is fun, and it'll win you plenty of games on Xbox. It probably won't do well in a tournament-y situation, unless there's something I just dramatically missed with my build that makes it a lot better. It's really slow. You could try playing Languish, but that kind of, I don't know, that feels like it contradicts what you're going for. And there are plenty of games where the Languish isn't that good against, say, a Planeswalker deck that just starts running away on you and has Anguish Unmaking to exile your Colossus and other such shenanigans. So it's not the greatest, but it's not the worst either, and it's fun to try to make some of these things work. You really need a 2-drop, like you need the Cranes and the Kingpins, or else it feels like the deck just does nothing for way too long. So let's see what we can do tonight. And Cloudlink 7, a 2-rank with an elf face. What are you bringing to the table? So we got a 2-drop Vial, hit a land, and we got a Familiar. We're on the draw. This hand might be too slow. Like I said, you really want the Kingpin and you really want the Crane, but I think I have to keep it. It's hard to mulligan something quite like this. If we do curve out up to 4 mana, we get to Deep-Fiend off a Familiar, which is pretty good. We'll have to pick up another blue along the way. And that's the Drownyard Temple. Let's see if it makes me regret my mana-based choices. What's the opponent up to? Forest and... okay, green-white. Green-white aggro. This is about as generically aggro as you can be. 2 mana for a 3/2. Done. Doesn't need any other stats. So I've got to be playing out my non-basics in case Thalia is on the way, since he is a white deck. But and great, more foxes. So against a green-white aggro, the fox is going to be helpful. We'll just try to flood the board with foxes. Maybe we'll even, and then we'll play Skysovereign and hopefully take over the game. Well, Thriving Rhino's a big boy. He's going to be a big boy. Not the worst card, not the best card. I'm like, Thriving Rhino is perfectly fine when you're on the play. It's really kind of slow on the draw. And it's perfectly fine for him right here when I have no board and he has a lot of board. Okay, the Copter. Well, we're not going to be playing that this turn. Again, we'll just get the non-basics down in case Thalia's in his deck. We'll gain 2 life. We'll try to brick wall that 3-2, but we're probably going to take a Rhino beating. But maybe next turn we can get the Deep-Fiend online and see if he's got anything to get around that. Okay. It's a green-white curve of dorks is what the deck is all about. Green-white dork curve. Uh-huh. Gonna need a land, but sacking the Familiar will hopefully get us there, so that we can go right into Skyship, the Flagship, and start cleaning this board a little bit. I'm nervous about a pump spell, so we're gonna Deep-Fiend pre-combat, otherwise I'd try to ambush in combat. Okay, he's going with that. I'm still nervous. If he taps his last 2 mana though, I'll do it. Nope. Alright, emerge. And tap, tap, and tap, tap. He says, what? That's Elder Deep-Fiend, homie. Tapping stuff down so you don't have to. Does it on cast, so it's before the creature's in play. If he has a well, not a plummet, but some kind of removal spell, reprisal, he could float mana and then cast it after the Deep-Fiend enters the battlefield. We found that land we needed. Life is beautiful. Now Skyship can come start cleaning this up, and things should be okay. If Skyship and Deep-Fiend last the turn, we can Artistry them the next turn, and that'll be pretty something. Ooh, never mind. We can play the Colossus after we play this Skyship. So, boom. Take out the flyer. Who knows? You might be able to pump that. So we have 7 artifact mana. Next turn we can play Copter and go to 9, which means this would cost 2, which would leave us 1 more mana. So if we draw a land, we can play the Kingpin first and get Scry triggers. Oh, just doing it. Doing the work. Alright, Mr. Green-White. What are you gonna do to me? You gonna attack? If he does, we'd have to think long and hard about how to maneuver around a pump spell, but he makes the decision easy and passes. And now, it's very tempting to just give no respect, but I try to pretend that my opponents are good and have unlocked cards and have what they need. So this makes you think about Archangel Avacyn, I suppose. Although if I had an Archangel Avacyn, I would have used it on the attack while my opponent was tapped out to get the damage in. Mortivore, you're up late too, huh, buddy? Welcome, welcome. Nice to see ya. Alright, so that can come down. This can come down. Boom. So, beefy. And I suppose we want to send the Skyship and pick it his 3-2, because we can. And I'm going to send it off the Deep-Fiend, because I don't want to attack the Deep-Fiend into the board. And we can hold up the Alchemist Vial, so this game turned around, or didn't turn around, but we rolled pretty much as well as we possibly could expect to. Fog isn't going to save your boy from the trigger. It'll save your life total from 6. But man, Fog in aggressive decks. That's Xbox. That's Xbox in a nutshell. If any of you are disappointed in the quality of my competition, I understand. I feel the same way. But I can't make my own matches unless like my friends are on and they want to play. And even that gets a bit redundant because often they play the same decks. Yep, that's fine. charge right in there. Raw. You might be up late, but this is the first time I've caught you at a decent time for me. Well, maybe I'll get to visit some of my friends, my streaming buddies who I don't normally get to see. Well, guys, this game has been awesome. You pretty much get to see the deck do the full capabilities, like just unleash all of its powers. So I could make 2 sky ships and then make something not able to block and then get in for what? All of it? No, I come up a mana short, don't I? No, I don't. Yeah, wait, 1, 2, 3. What if I copy a token, make 1 sky ship, activate the other sky ship, kill something, make something unable to block? I don't have the mana. Oh, I'm just trying to find a creative way to win the game. But we'll just go big, because that shouldn't be a bad thing here. This is, yep, when you play this deck, you're living the dream right here. Read that card, see what it does. Roar! 30 power. Love it. You know what you can do with 30 power? Crew all the vehicles. Colossi just crewing over here like nobody's business. Eh. Unfortunately, it does get to block. So the slaughter may continue another turn. Alright, let's see what he has next. Another blocker. You want to attack me for 3? You can do it. Yeah, there you go. Do not go quietly into that good night. I respect that. In fact, I respect it so much that since we have the game in hand and our opponent has nothing, we're going to concede and let them have the gold. We know that we could have taken that game, but our opponent can probably put the gold to good use and build out their collection and maybe get a better deck going. Especially since they're feisty, you know, since they still get in there with that Hunt Beast when all is lost. Heaven knows I don't even have any more sleeves to buy, so I'm sure that they can put the gold to better use. I just blew his mind, huh, Mortivore? It's like I conceded with, you know, 30 power and 30 points of power and toughness, and then some 35 if you count the Deep-Fiend. Ah, connect. It's doing the slow spin. The slow spin always means it's either going to connect or lock up. And it looks like I'm going to get a lockup, so I got to back out before that happens. One 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. Hey, we got out of there. Let's try again. Dear Lord, please send me an opponent so I can play the Magic the Gathering and show the fine people of the Twitch universe how this Colossus deck does its ridiculous things. Tick-tock on the clock, but the party don't stop now. Oh, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, whoa. Got it. Yes! Always the stainless crapshoot trying to get connected, but we did it. I feel like we've already won. Yeah, hey Bells. Yep, I'm up late. I don't do it often. I'm usually in bed by this time or watching TV with the wife, getting ready to go to bed. Some days, like today, I'm up really late shipping orders, where we have a ridiculous amount of expedited orders that people want to get their things in time for an event like Halloween. But we already did all that. Don't need to do more of that today. 1 land in an otherwise great hand. Okay, this has the 2-drop Kingpin, which is important. 3-drop Assistant, so... Assistant isn't going to do much right away, but it'll get to work. There is the awkwardness of Ruins of Oran-Rief, Sunken Hollow, and Kingpin, and we're definitely playing the Hollow here so we can play our Kingpin, but that might come back to bite us. Now, I've played Clyde Frog plenty of times, and I know he's got a lot of cards. He has a good collection, so we're probably going to be in for a decent battle here. I don't always agree with his card choices, and he obviously has a disdain for 60-card decks. He usually runs them between like 65 and 85 cards, but he usually has a deck with a theme. Looks like it's going to be some kind of a blue-red spells theme. I don't know how we face off against that. No, he's conceding. We're going to pretend that didn't happen and keep playing. Wonder why he would do that. Maybe try and hit a land drop or something, or just doesn't like playing against me. Like I said, we've played Clyde Frog a number of times, so maybe I have a bad reputation in Clyde Frog's world. I do need another artifact. I just feel like I can do better than this, but actually I'm going to keep it. I'll keep it. Like I said, need another artifact. Just in case the assistant dies, because right now if it dies I get no value at all. And I do want Padeem to do work when I play it next turn. Land for turn from my opponent, and tutelage. Okay. Not sure why Clyde would concede. Alright, so let's just get this going. I could play the Deep-Fiend now, but I think I want to save that and just lock some hexproof down and get some cards moving, because we're going to run out of gas pretty quick. Against the tutelage deck, I feel like we've got... You usually want a fast clock, but I don't know. I just don't feel like Deep-Fiend's right there. Not at this point. I think I need to make him do something else and then respond to that with the Deep-Fiend. Also, now that the tutelage is working, I can get some value off my assistant. The Fateful Showdown. Uh-oh, that's gonna hurt. That's not cool. Look at that. Made that card look great, didn't he? Oh my gosh, that hand was all land, and he milled a huge chunk of my library. That feels spicy. So what can we get back? I don't think we have a Colossus down here yet. We don't. So the best thing to get back is probably a Caravan. That's not great. I've done better in my sleep. Yeah, this might... And now he's got a fresh hand. This will probably get really spicy really fast. Hopefully Deep-Fiend going big is enough. And maybe I should have played it last turn instead of the Consul. Because then what would he have done? He couldn't have Fateful Showdowned it. Too big. And he's taken inventory. My deck is going bye-bye quick, but I'm holding out because I hope he hits a Colossus that I can get back. Okay, a Gearhulk. Another one. Holy cow. Here we go. Alright, well, we hit that Colossus, but we only have 23 cards left in our deck. And it's not like I really have the mana for it. So what can I put a lot of pressure on the opponent with? Probably the Flagship? Because then if I get another card, I'm in good shape. So I'll do that. Tap those. And I definitely now, in hindsight, should have played the Deep-Fiend sooner. Look at him go. Because it looks like, at best, I'll be a turn short here against his Turbo Mill deck. Alright. So, what can I do? I put out this for 5. So that's on the board as a 5. Then I put these out. I can sack both of them to get back the Colossus. And then I can play the Colossus the following turn, but that's going to be really slow. It's very frustrating, but I think I just need to have this out in case I rip another creature that can crew it. So it can get in. I don't have a ton of things that crew it on its own. But another the other Colossus off the top would do the job. Chandra, okay. You're not that scary. The other Chandra would just be lights out. The other Chandra would be GG. And a Fevered Visions to deal 2 damage to me, I can take that. We gotta watch out for Lightning Axe, which would of course be tragic, but I don't know if that means I don't attack with Skyship. I think I just have to. Alright, that's that might help next turn. Do I have... No, I don't have anything to produce red. Grr. Alright. Let's get this out there. Copter. Arg. Alright, the other one. Not what I needed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 11, but I need to sacrifice 2 artifacts to actually get the Colossus back. But if he gives me 1 more turn, and he didn't take that many cards off my library last turn, so if I somehow get 1 more turn out of this, we might be able to surprise him. Nailbiter against the AI. How deep can you get? Did he draw the other Chandra? Does he have another Fateful Showdown? What's he gonna flip over? Combustible. Combustible. Opponent does not draw 3 cards. I'll take it. And he whiffs. Perfect. Well, there, guys. If you ever suspect a conspiracy on the part of the AI, no, sir. No, sir. And that's gonna do it? Whoa. Is this really happening? Am I gonna pull it off after that absolutely traumatizing start? What do I want to do? Is there anything I need to worry about? I don't think so. So, sacrifice 2 artifacts. You and you. Return Colossus. I wish I had one of the ways to give this haste. Just, you know, for the lulz. I guess I could look for it with Crane. How much mana is this going to cost? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5, 6, 7. And I need 1 to use the Vial. So I've got him dead. I'm just, at this point, trying to be creative. Let's see if we can Crane into something. Key. Okay. I mean, that would have done the job as well. That would have done the job as well. Colossus to the board. Crew 3. Just rubbing it in at this point, although, you know, what could you do for 1 colorless? Nothing, I guess. The answer is nothing. I'm paranoid, especially at the end of games with the AI. And got there with 13 cards left in the deck, despite looking like we were toast. And I certainly should have played my Deep-Fiend sooner, because it doesn't look like he had any way to really deal with it. That Showdown wouldn't have been enough. Lightning Axe doesn't do enough, so. And let's test our luck and see if we can connect to 1 more game. being Halloween season, my wife is enjoying Shaun of the Dead, which she's probably seen 100 times. Her dad's up there with her, who has also seen the movie before, and her mom's up there with her, who claims she has never seen the movie but fell asleep within the first 5 minutes, which might explain why she thinks she's never seen the movie. There are Jello shots left over from a Walking Dead party the other night. Those are certainly helping the situation. There's also a lot of sweets, like just a smorgasbord of sweets available. Okay, I'm nervous that I'm not going to connect to a game, so I'm going to try to back out. If it doesn't work, that'll conclude the show, unfortunately, as anticlimactic as it's been with the new bugs in the game that are not new anymore. They're about 4-month-old bugs, but that's the way it is. And yeah, so you hit the back button here on Xbox and it goes to this waiting wheel, and the waiting wheel doesn't go away until you close the app, the game. And when you close the game, the stream ends. So that's gonna do it for this video, and thanks guys for tuning in.